Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keo, and today we are talking about the Reloop Buddy. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe. Hit the comment section below and leave a comment. Help your boy out with the algorithm. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy something from my t-shirt shop as well. And if you don't have any money and just want to support the channel anyway, just let the ads play. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about the Reloop Buddy. I am on the search for that itty bitty tiny controller that meets all of my needs. It connects with everything and it's cheap. But cheap but functional. A lot of these tiny controllers, like some of them for like $100 or $200, uh, it has the basics. You have your jog wheels, you got your play and stop, and maybe have a couple pads, but it's missing a lot of the other features. The Reloop Buddy seems to be a little bit different. It's coming in a little bit on the pricier side. It's in the 200 range, 250-ish range, 260. That's not quite throw in the backpack and forget about it. Don't ever worry about it. Don't even think about it. Oh no, I broke it. I'll just buy another one. It's not quite in that price range. I think for that price range, it has to be around the $80, $90. And I'll be more comfortable just throwing in my backpack or the back of the car. I'm like, ah, snap, I got one. Let me grab this real quick. Like I look at this more as it's definitely a controller for beginners to make your way to more pro gear. Realistically, pro gear, I separate pro gear by outputs, functionality, and build quality. Those are my three criteria for what qualifies as pro gear. That's the best way to say it. So usually gear like this, it's missing XLR outs. There's no mic input. Maybe it's missing a couple buttons. The key EQs are not that great. Filters are just blasé, or it's software based or whatever. And so these are the things that separate. Because a lot of people were like, "Well, it plays music." New DJs. When I'm talking about a lot of people, I'm talking about new DJs. A lot of new DJs are looking at it like, "Well, it's got a jog wheel, it's got a play button. I can plug it into a pair of speakers. What's the difference?" And again, the functionality here, outputs, your audio quality, the sound card, and your outputs, your booths, your XLRs, that kind of stuff. It matters a lot. It matters a lot. Also, you got to think about how much power is going to come out of this thing to your amps. A lot of times, these little tiny controllers, you need to run it through something else because it just not gives enough audio power. It's just not loud enough. And so, you may think, oh, this is fine. I can do whatever I want with this. But I mean, eventually, you're going to have to go up. There is no way around it. I have yet to see a budget controller which, has the features, the functionality, the outputs, the build quality that is also sub $200. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. And there's a reason why. They're going to use cheaper plastics, you know, less uh, touch capacity jog wheels. Jog wheels may stick or they're not as smooth. Like these all these things that people don't really think about. When you're pressing these buttons, how do the buttons feel? Are they nice and rubbery? Do they give you tactile feedback? Or are they just on and off like a light switch, like a click? These are the other things that people don't think about. But when you move up to a higher end controller, you're like, oh, this is the difference. You'll know it when you go up to a higher, over 1,000, $1,500, $2,000 controller. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. But for new DJs or whatever, you're looking at it like this is fine. I can take this all the way with me to the club. No, no. I like what Reloop is doing. That stand is phenomenal. That's one of the best ideas I've seen this year. And the slew of negative news that came out in 2020, that stand, my compliments to the chef on that stand. Uh, their Bluetooth mixer, I mean, it's not for me. I understand that. It's not for me. So, I always grade at a curve for things that aren't particular for me, but I am in the search for a small-ish uh controller like this that just throw in my backpack and not have to worry about it. Now, most likely, I'll probably put it in the case so I don't mash up the buttons with my headphones hitting it or something like that, or my laptop. But you know, the idea, this is what I'm looking for. It's an interesting thing. It's pretty powerful. I like I like the functionality here. They Reloop and Algorithm DJ got together and they're like kitchen sink, kitchen sink. So they put everything in here. All right, let's run down the features here. Neural mix, yes. The ability to play this on a laptop or an iPad or cell phone. These types of things get you out of a pinch. So that's how I look at stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I need somebody to plug in here, or I can switch here and do this kind of thing. Like that's how I look at this stuff. You got your docking station. It's like a little vent thing where you can slide your iPad or whatever into the groove, and it holds it up at eye level. Flappy paddles on a $200 controller. I mean, they threw the kitchen sink at this. I think this is very compelling. Me personally, I look at it. I think it's fine for the kind of stuff I would use it for. Again, for me, this is a thing to use in a pinch or on the road uh when you know traveling on an airplane or in a car somewhere. I don't poo poo this stuff anymore. I used to hate on it like, it's not pro. Only for pro. Like I don't everything has its place. You need your low end market, you need your middle market, you need your high end market. Everything has its place. I think as DJs, we need to respect that as well. And I think DJs need to use the high end gear and the cheap gear. You need to know what you're talking about. And you need to be comfortable with all this stuff in a pinch. I can't stress this enough. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And peace out, bitches.